Well, hello, DirtFish friends. The Otago rally under beautiful blue skies is very much done and dusted. David, once again, it's been a privilege to be here. It's been a privilege to enjoy such a magnificent rally.
It's always a privilege to come to New Zealand, but specifically privilege to come here, Cole. Yeah, it's been a great event. These, you sort of wake up Friday morning looking forward to the ceremonial start, and then suddenly it's Sunday afternoon.
Sunday afternoon, yeah.
And it's just, again, it's been a fantastic weekend.
It really has been a fantastic weekend. There was so much to enjoy out there in the stages this weekend. David, where should we start? Should we start with the classics?
Yeah.
I think we probably should. Let's start though with Dean Buist, who finished the second place. Dean said, David, at the start of the event, it would take for him to have a magnificent rally and Meek to have a problem. Buist was great out there. He was faultless, did what he could.
I think Dean Buist is a realist, isn't he? And later on today I said to him, what do you think about these kind of heroes coming down here? And he'd have had, 10 classic wins or something without them. And he said, nah, it's not about that. It's about competing with these world famous drivers. And he's had a ball. He
really has. And there was some emotion from Dean Buist at the end of the final stage.
Oh, it's been a great weekend. Yeah. Car's been mint, it's just good to be at the end.
And tell me what it's like to follow Chris Meek, to have a driver of the quality of Meek to drive against.
Oh, it's amazing because he's such a good guy as well, and it's just good to see how fast the cars can go. A bit of talent.
And you get the chance to talk to him, to compare notes on the stage as much?
Oh yeah, because he's hard up the escort, so we were chatting big time, and he had the brothers there, chatting about it. It's good.
And the conditions, the stages this weekend, they've been magnificent, haven't they?
The road's been great. They've been quite fast, But anyway, it's a good rally.
Yeah, do you know what? I don't think anyone seriously thought that Chris Meek wouldn't win this, but David, he did have a smile on his face all week. He absolutely loved it.
He had a smile on his face from the moment he took the call to come here.
Yeah.
And we've heard plenty about the story of 21 years waiting to come here, and it's delivered. It hasn't just delivered. Like Chris said, his expectations were so high of this rally that it's gone above and beyond all of that. And the thing with Chris is that he's a rally man at heart. Like he said, his dad's Sydney Meek. He grew up, his dad built Mark II escorts. Chris, that was the sort of lifeblood of Chris's youth. So to come here and to come to such a rally that's a real purist rally, like he said, the WRC doesn't belong here in Brighton Rugby Club or whatever, because this is a rally for the purist, and that's what has really kind of made it work for Chris. And just the roads, the car, the team, everything. Bit of Guinness thrown in there as well. It's just been fantastic.
The rally, probably the best event I've ever done. The road's the best I've ever driven, and the car's been spectacular, honestly. I learned a lot about Mark II escorts this week, but what an experience, honestly. That took more commitment than the unemployer run, to be honest. I think we're a couple of seconds shy off a stage record that Hayden set in the Mark II back in 2016 or something, so we have to come back again, that's one thing for sure. But Hayden needs to be here in an escort, that would be sweet.
Wow. That smile was on your face at Shakedown, and it's not been off your face since. Do you think you've had more fun this week in the car than maybe you've had in a car ever before?
Yeah, these cars, honestly, the Mark II escort's nearly 50 years old, but there's something about it. That feeling from your backside, and the pivot point of the car is at your backside, and it's so sweet to drive. Honestly, the setup on this car is awesome, and anybody that does rallying, they have to put in their bucket list to come to Otago Rally. If you haven't experienced rally, you come here.
You coming back?
I mightn't go home.
Yeah, well done, Chris Meek. We have enjoyed
and Noel O'Sullivan.
Noel O'Sullivan as well. He's been a star out there. Wonderful watching Chris Meek. It has been wonderful watching the classics. I have to say though, maybe the fan favourite this weekend was Richie Dalton in his Mark II escort, chucking it around everywhere, David. He had this moment as well on, what stage was it in this morning? Can't remember what stage. We had a big spin. He just loved it out there.
Mark II escorts have been seen at pretty much every angle, but I think he might even have found a couple more angles to put the car at. It's been an absolute pleasure. We've been out, fortunate enough to do a bit of spectating, and just he's been the one. It's great, superb.
Not the fastest times, but look, I had a ball. Top job to Lisa. That's half the family now that sat with me, so she did a really good job all weekend, and mighty stuff. I'll definitely come back next year.
And yet it wasn't just Richie Dalton entertaining. Stephen Sims, oh my goodness me, he was on it this morning. Derek Asen, though, in a car that was once his, wasn't his this weekend. He's had a roll out there, would you believe? That's only the second roll of his career. The classics never fail to deliver here at the Otago Rally. So let's move on then to the classic four-wheel drive. David, Andrew Graves. He's been magnificent. He's led from start to finish in a car that you and I have loved watching. That Evo 3, wasn't it?
Evo 3. It was just like seeing Tommy Mackinnon back in behind the wheel. Oh, great. He didn't put a foot wrong all weekend. Delivered. And, you know, probably had the car that was the class of the field, but he used it.
He really did use it. And listen, have a watch of this interview. You can tell just how much it meant to him and his son.
Yeah, really great weekend. We've had a great time. Hayden's made a great job on the notes all weekend. Been absolutely brilliant. So yeah, really, really emotional right now. So awesome.
How good is it? Tell me about that. You to achieve such a result with your lad next to you. The two of you, I can see it in. He's a good lad, isn't he?
Yeah. Best stages in the country, you know. And it's great to be here. Great to have him. Great to have a great team on board. The support, the loyal sponsors I have. The car club's done a great job. Epic rally. So yeah, really pleased.
What about the man who came all the way from North America to compete here, Brandon Semenuk? David, we were waiting for him to cross that finishing line.
Yeah, he didn't cross the line as we expected, Colin, did he?
Yeah, I mean, out of all the stages we went through and all the, you know, the kind of moments that could have happened, it was just, a stupid slow corner, and it just kind of pulled us into the bank, and I was, you know, couldn't really save it. Just slow roll, super dumb. That's it. But Curry Bush bites another.
It's one of those stages, isn't it, that you can get sucked into at times. It's very, very easy just to make a wee mistake. There, how did you get the car back on the road, though? We heard you were on your roof.
Yeah. I mean, just big crowd there. Luckily, you know, everyone just helped push it over. It was pretty quick. Got a couple things squared off and got on stage. It's an amazing rally. Just obviously very tricky. And then, you know, showing up and jumping in a new car and just trying to race around with the local boys. It's been a challenge, but it's been really good. Like, today was much better than the first day. I think, you know, we kind of found our stride in some stages and had some stage wins and things like that. So, you know, there's some positives, but I mean, it's not my car. I'm bummed to damage, you know, the nice car that they lent us. So I was really hoping just to have like a really fun, you know, we didn't need to go in and push on Curry Bush. We kind of were in a good position, and I was, you know, had a good rhythm up until there, and I just, it's just a little bit off, you know, so basically just on the loose and off the line, and stupid mistake.
Yeah, David, obviously a bit of a disappointing way for Brandon to finish the rally, but he'll have learned a lot from the weekend.
He absolutely, as you know, he's somebody that every day genuinely is a school day, and he's a sponge, isn't he?
Yeah.
You know, he's constantly absorbing more and more data, and sure, the car was very, very different to what he's used to driving in ARA, but he has learned, and these things happen. You know, it was a silly, small accident, a soft roll. You know, I'm sure he's disappointed, and he is disappointed because obviously it's not his car, and it always stings a bit more when you roll somebody else's car, but they've done it. You know, they got to the finish. Keaton said they got here with 15 seconds to spare into the final control. It's really important for them to finish. It's been a tough weekend, you know, the puncture yesterday, but he came here, and, you know, the guy's been an absolute superhero. This is, you know, the adrenaline sports capital of the world. So to have Semenuk, a guy who does rampage and backflips his way through life, it's been sensational.
So what about the all-comers? David, remind us what the all-comers is all about.
You're not going to catch me out that easily. The all-comers is the catch-all for everybody that's not in the main categories, Cole.
Yeah, no, it's a wonderful class. It means that everyone has the opportunity to compete in a class here. Now, Caleb McDonald, the man who won, really impressive. We saw a really close battle yesterday, didn't we? I think it was 5 seconds separating the top two at the end of the day. But Caleb kept it together nicely today and wins the class. It's a great effort.
It's a great effort. He did disappoint you yesterday by then you know that he wasn't actually Scottish.
Yeah, Scottish heritage though. And second in the all-comers class. Well done, congratulations to Gavin Feast. Yeah, 130 cars here, folks, and quite a number of them New Zealand Rally Championship cars. The cars at the pointy end of the timesheets. Jack Hawkswood. Talk to me about, David, his disciplined drive this weekend.
Superb. Built the time first thing yesterday morning, built like 20-30 second lead in those first few stages, and then just totally controlled it. And there were more than a few people around here that were concerned that, you know, he might struggle and might, you know, there was a bit of pressure coming from Robbie Stokes this morning. Was he 19 behind? And he just delivered. It was just a brilliant drive, and to become the first son and father to win a New Zealand round, with Andrew, his father, having won before, it's great. And there was real emotion there on the podium.
Well, I tell you what, before that, there was tremendous emotion at the stop line where the whole Hawkswood family were waiting to welcome young Jack home. Oh, again, the emotion, the pressure on this lad this weekend has been immense. Well done, Rob. Oh, let's have a quick word, Jack. Goodness me, I can see what it means to you, mate. But your pressure on you this weekend, you have driven the most disciplined of drives out there. Well done.
Oh, mate, yeah. Yeah, that was a battle all the way. There was nothing easy about that all weekend. It was yeah, that was tough.
Yeah. Your dad won this event just over 20 years ago. You'd have Hawkswood
mate.
back on the top of the podium again. That's something special.
Must be something in the yellow. It's incredible, mate. It's absolutely incredible.
Biggest achievement of your rallying career so far?
Oh, absolutely.
So where does it go from here?
Championship.
Well done. Good man. 20 plus years ago the dad won, you've watched your boy winning. That's a special achievement. You've seen both of them winning.
I know, it's incredible, and he's really made us so proud this weekend. He's from the get-go, he jumped out and used his head. He's been amazing.
He did. He established that lead early on, and then he showed some proper discipline out there. Surprised me a little bit, but he was absolutely on it, wasn't he?
He gets that from me.
Yeah, he didn't lose that, does he?
Mate.
Here we go.
Good job, buddy.
Good job, bro. Oh, you're a weapon, eh?
Fucking make it easy for me, Jesus.
That was good, Bill, mate. Well done. Holy.
Cheers, Andrew.
Cheers, mate.
Not much left in the tank after that stage, holy crap, but just so cool to have the car reliable and be able to push like we can, and these roads are just magic. Everyone has to come and have a go.
The magic roads, but it takes a tremendous commitment, doesn't it, to keep in the battle and to set those times up there. You've got to be absolutely on it, and you boys have been.
Yeah, you've got to be on the lines. There's a couple of corners I got wrong all rally, I think, but like right off the line, so I'll hit myself because of that, but we're still learning and still getting better, so a lot to work on, but congrats to Jack. I'm just so stoked for him.
Yeah, as David mentioned, it was a tremendous battle between Robbie Stokes and Jack Hawkswood. Robbie Stokes, his dad Brian Stokes, an absolute icon of New Zealand rallying. It was great to see him here as well. I'm sure his boy's time will come, David.
Oh, definitely. Again, you know, it was a controlled, sensible drive, and he pushed hard. He took a lot of time on the first one this morning, and then had the problem with I think it was suspension on the second. But yeah, did a great job, and it's really encouraging that these boys have brought these cars home, because they've got a long season ahead of them against Hayden Padden.
Absolutely.
You know, he's coming back for South Canterbury round 2. But no, great to see Robbie second, and great to see people like Brian Stokes out here supporting their son.
Well, you might have expected Gaurav Gill to find his way onto the podium here. He was certainly challenging this morning. Made a mistake out there today, ripped a wheel off his car, David, and that meant that Ben Hunt picked up third place. Great effort from Ben. He just measured his pace this weekend.
Yeah, that Hayden Padden's I-20 has taken a few knocks, hasn't it, this weekend? It's not
Yes,
used to it.
no, it's not.
Normal service will be resumed next time for that car. But yeah, great to see Ben Hunt there in third. Kind of was one of the favourites coming into the event. He'd finished second to Hayden a few times here, but just couldn't quite find the groove. And you know, it's so important. This is the first round of the championship. But to try and find that kind of pace immediately and get into that rhythm, it's very, very difficult. And yeah, Ben missed it a little bit, but he's here. He's got third place points. It's not a bad start.
It's a great start. And do you know what I've really enjoyed in the New Zealand Rally Championship this time round at Otago? It is watching the youngsters. And the spotlight has been on the youngsters. We love it when Hayden's here. Clearly, he is a world-class driver. He does a massive amount of good for New Zealand rallying. But it has been great just following the youngsters this weekend.
I said to Jack and to Robbie there, you know, what does it mean to beat Hayden? To be here and win without Hayden? And they were like, yeah, it's good, but it's still Hayden and he's still coming back. And, you know, the trouble with Hayden is he's a nice guy and everybody loves him. And both Robbie and Jack said that he's helped them both so
course.
much with their driving. So yeah, it's great. But he's the master. But like you say, it's been fabulous to see the youngsters giving it a go.
Well, listen, many congratulations to all our finishers, and you can see them all around the domain here at Brighton. It has been one of the very best editions of the Otago Rally, certainly one of the fullest entry lists, that is for sure. David, final thoughts on the rally, final thoughts on our trip down here once again.
How can it be 360 odd days till we come back, Colin?
Yeah.
You know, like Chris Meek, I think I might just stay.
Yeah, not a bad idea at all. Folks, thank you very much for joining us for all our coverage of this year's Otago Rally.